Good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, October 6th at 6:45. If you're watching us at home, it's a school committee meeting and our venue has changed. You are watching the right meeting. We are at the City Council chambers tonight. So we are taped live by WMCT-TV and we are streaming. So I'll call this meeting to order at 6:45, and if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. There is one item on this agenda. It's the school committee to endorse the Marlboro Richard School Building Committee's recommended preferred schematic selection option. So after countless meetings, we have narrowed it down to a site selection. So we need the school committee endorsement as well as city council endorsement, which will come later on this evening. So if we can have a motion regarding that.
Motion to endorse the Marlboro Richard School Building Committee's recommendation preferred schematic selection option of NC2A, which is the Richard School site.
Thank you very much. There is a motion on the table. It's seconded. Is there any questions, comments, concerns regarding this endorsement process? Seeing none. All in favor? Motion carries. The school committee has endorsed the Richard School site at the Richard School location. Okay. Moving on.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you very much. Motion is on the table and seconded to adjourn. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor of adjourning at 6:47. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today is Monday, October 6, 2025. We're at the joint convention of City Council and School Committee. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7 p.m. Can I have everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to remind everyone that we are being videotaped and streamed by WMCT-TV. Having said that, I would like to have the city clerk do an attendance roll call, please.
Mrs. Bowden-Henninger.
Present.
Counselor Brown.
Present.
Mr. Caruso.
Present.
Counselor Doucette. Present. Counselor Fucillo.
Present.
Mr. Geary. Present. Mrs. Hennessy.
Present.
Counselor Irish.
Present.
Counselor Navin.
Present.
Counselor Oram.
Present.
Counselor Ossing.
Present.
Counselor Preciado. Counselor Roby.
Present.
Mrs. Ryan.
Present.
Counselor Vital.
Present.
And Mayor Dumas.
Present.
15 present, sir.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to accept the rules as presented to the members of the school committee and city council.
Motion to accept the rules.
Motion is seconded. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Moving on. The mayor entertains a motion to vote on city clerk's notice of meeting of joint convention.
Motion to approve the notice of joint convention, and if you want to have the clerk read it, that's fine as well.
Mr. Clerk?
Notice is hereby given that the members of the Marlborough City Council and the Marlborough School Committee will meet in joint convention to elect a replacement for Heidi Adler Matthews. Said replacement will fill the balance of Mrs. Matthews' term, which runs through January 3rd, 2028. And pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 43, Section 36, and Division 1, Section 36 of the Marlborough City Charter, if a vacancy occurs in the school committee by failure to elect or otherwise, the City Council and the remaining members of the school committee shall meet in joint convention and elect a suitable person to fill the vacancy until the first Monday in January following the next regular municipal election. And if there would be a vacancy on said first Monday, it shall be filled at such regular municipal election for the balance of the unexpired term. The mayor, if present, shall preside at the convention.
Thank you. There is a motion on the table and seconded to accept and place on file. Any other further discussions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on. The mayor opens nomination for the vacant seat on the school committee. So now we open up the nominations. So once you are nominated, if you hear your name, you please walk up to the podium so we can start the next process. So we will open up the nominations.
I would like to nominate Kimberly Cox.
Thank you. Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Motion to nominate Richard Wilcox.
Mr. Wilcox. Thank you. Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Robert Levine.
Okay. Mr. Levine is not here today, but we will nominate him.
Thank you.
Is there any further nominations? Councilor Fucillo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Chris DeMio.
Mr. Mio, thank you for coming up.
I'd like to nominate Andres Gomez.
You got it. Mr. Gomez, please step up if you are present. Ms. Hennessy.
I'd like to nominate A.J. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy, thank you. Any other nominations? Ms. Bodenheiser.
I'd like to nominate Holly Reckel.
Is Holly here? I do not see Holly. Okay. Anyone? Mr. Caruso?
I'd like to nominate Thor Smith.
And Mr. Geary? Thank you, Thor.
I'd like to nominate Robin Thomas.
You said Robin Thomas, correct? Is Robin here? I do not see.
I don't want to butcher his name.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
Nominate Justin Mayette. Sorry if I butchered your name.
Is Justin here? I do not see Justin. Councilor Orem?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate A.J. Darcy, if he is not
His already done.
already. I thought I misheard. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. I will nominate Mr. Gilbert.
I'll second it for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Any other nominations? Seeing none, then we'll start the 2-minute presentation. You have up to 2 minutes to discuss. Mr. Clerk will keep the time. Okay, and we'll go up first with Ms.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's my pleasure to be here tonight as a candidate for school committee. Thank you, school committee members and city council. First reason I'm here is I've been an educator for the past 28 years in the city of Waltham. I recently completed an advanced graduate study at Brandeis University where I studied teacher leadership and learned how schools work. I've been a resident of the city of Marlborough for 22 years, raised 3 children in Marlborough Public Schools as well as AMSA and Assabet. My daughters are seniors at Assabet and my son is a graduate of Assabet. My husband is a police officer here in town, so we're pretty ingrained in the city. I've worked as a Girl Scout leader in the community for the last 12 years. I have a troop of girls there's 8 of them. They're ambassadors, they're seniors in high school. And I am a member of First Church. I'm part of the fellowship there, the Women's Fellowship Club. And I like to do a lot of work in the community. I have a passion for education and schools in this community. I care about the children, I care about teachers, and I appreciate it if you would consider me for the position. How did I do on time?
You're good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, if you want to step up and please state your name, just so the committee knows who you are.
Richard Wilcox. Hi, everyone. I've been a member of resident of Marlborough for 30 years, and about 22 years ago, almost exactly, I went to my first day of Kane School, my oldest in kindergarten, raised 5 kids here, and all through Marlborough Public Schools, from kindergarten through graduation. Our youngest, though, is still a junior, so fingers crossed. But my first impression, that's okay. My first impression was, and I was overwhelmed in that kindergarten setting 22 years ago. I thought this is like being at the United Nations. What a cool school, so multicultural, I loved it. All of my kids are doing well, they're all grown, they did very well. Marlborough Public Schools are amazing. And I have a real estate agency. I work with a lot of people from all over the state, and I constantly am hearing people talk against Marlborough schools, and it drives me nuts. The test scores, that's all they talk about, but there's so much more than test scores in a school system. And I celebrate and I advocate for and I defend Marlborough Public Schools. I'd love to be part of growing it. Sure, test scores could improve. I'd love to see that. But I'd also love to be part of celebrating and getting the state and others and people all around the state and whoever is concerned with school systems to realize the school system is not just about scores. I wrote my honors thesis in college at the University of Texas on school finance, and I understand all the intricacies of what goes into it, and that a school system is very, very much more than just test scores. Yes, we should improve them. I'd like to work to do that. But I also want to work to celebrate and really advocate for and rebrand
that is time.
These schools. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the record, we just state your name. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Chris DeMeo, and I wanted to say first thank you for this opportunity. And while I didn't know Heidi personally, my understanding is she was a fierce advocate for our city's children and operated with a kid-centric, kid-first mindset. I will uphold that high bar. And I'm heartened to see last week's approval of an organizational charter that reflects this kid-centric approach for Marlborough schools. So why Chris DeMeo? I believe I will help accelerate progress with this group's shared priorities, specifically the 5-year joint plan currently in development. My 20-plus years of nonprofit, board-level leadership with organizations like Junior Achievement and the Boys and Girls Club demonstrate my unyielding commitment to kid-based service work and to fluency with programming and governance. I bring deep expertise navigating 4 intersecting areas that drive progress: city policy, fiscal pragmatism, community engagement, and funding cultivation. For example, as Boys and Girls Club board president, I helped secure over $1 million in federal and local funding to bring our pool facility and programming back online. This reignited our critical ability to teach swimming, a life-saving skill, to our members, many of whom are at or below the poverty line in Waltham. It's notable we accomplished this despite federal funding pullbacks. You know, I believe that life is about finding and doing what is most important. For me, that's being a direct, collaborative, and high-functioning team member in our city's progress and well-being, especially that of our youngest city members, our kids. I will bring a high level of enthusiasm and energy and commitment to this work because I believe our families and our kids deserve nothing less. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm AJ Darcy, and thank you for the nomination. I'm interested in serving on Marlborough School Committee because first and foremost, I'm the parent of a second grader at Goodenow Brothers Elementary School. I want to bring the perspective of families with young children to the committee's high-level work, helping ensure that decisions translate into meaningful experiences for all students, something I will obviously be committed for many years. Education's always been important to me. I've worked in higher education for and interpreting policy, managing large budgets, and incorporating federal and state policy into practice. I've also lived and worked in diverse communities like New York and Los Angeles, and I understand the importance of listening to and representing a wide range of voices. That's something that's especially valuable for Marlborough as it continues to grow and evolve. And with that, I hope to advocate for all student voices. Last Tuesday, I attended the school committee meeting and was so excited to learn about the various updates that happened in the district, including the Choose MHS campaign. It reminded me of my family's first Halloween with our son. He's adopted, and my husband and I adopted him about 4 years ago, and at 3 years old, he wanted to be Marshall from Paw Patrol. But we didn't know what happened in Halloween for Marlborough, so we learned that Marlborough High School has a Halloween event, and it was awesome. He loved the haunted hallway, but it made us connected to the community right away. And since then, we stayed engaged. We went to the Lightning Thief musical last year. We will see all the artwork at Kennedy's restaurant, and I want to continue to build those bridges with the school and with the Marlborough community. I think with my experience and my commitment, I'm ready to hit the ground running, so thank you for consideration.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Please say your name.
My name is Thor Smith, and I live at 5 McCabe Drive, and thank you for considering me for this position. I live with my wife and 2 daughters there. I'm a computer engineer writing software for Intel, and while I don't have a background in education, I'm passionate about empowering students to learn essential material and enabling them to turn that into meaningful contributions for themselves and others. As an example of that, I've spent my time volunteering, mentoring students in robotics, specifically the FIRST robotics program. And I organized an event with the Assabet robotics team at the Marlborough Library last year to reach out to students about robotics. I believe I can contribute to the committee because I take good notes, I'm good at finding and evaluating solutions to problems, and I'm clear and concise with my communication. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Adrian Gilbert. And the first thing I'd like to do is begin by offering my heartfelt condolences to Heidi's family, her associates, and her friends. All right. I've been attending the school committee meetings for the past 3 years. All right. And it's obvious from those meetings just how concerned she was about the students in the school system. 3 years ago, a member of the city council asked me a question as to why I wanted to volunteer for the historical commission. My response then was, having lived in Marlborough since 1980, that it was my responsibility to give back to the community and to the residents. And after 43 years of working in education, I can say the same thing right now. I want to give back to the community. My career began teaching high school physics, Maha Regional, followed by 42 years at Northeastern University. Various roles: researcher, instructor, senior lecturer, author, supervisor of all the research and teaching labs, ultimately serving as the biology department's budget manager and operations manager. During that time, I was also a founding member of the Chemical Safety Council and the Biosafety Committee. I also managed the operations and budgets of the NU Greenhouse, as well as the Marine Science Center. There are many other things that I could say here, but you members of the school committee have talked about them for the past 3 years, and you're passionate about it, and I applaud you for it. I would just like to tell you that I believe in the same things. The students, the teachers. There are always things that we can do to make them a little bit better. All right.
Thank you. That's 2 minutes. It goes by quick. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Motion to close the nominations?
Thank you. Motion is on the table and second to close the nominations. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Okay. So, City Clerk would like to read off the names.
The nominees for the open position on the school committee are as follows, and these are in alphabetical order, just so everyone knows. Kimberly A. Cox, A.J. Darcy, Christopher J. DeMio Jr., my apologies if I'm mispronouncing names, Adrian T. Gilbert, Andres F. Gomez, Robert A. Levine, Justin Millette, Holly E. Reckel, Thor A. Smith, Robin Thomas, Richard L. Wilcox III. Those are the nominees, sir.
Thank you. So now we will do a roll call vote. So the city clerk will read off your name, and then you will provide a name on who you want to move forward. Does anyone ever understand that? So if one city clerk calls your name, you will respond with the name of who you are nominating for the position. Okay? Having said that, Mr. Clerk.
Mrs. Bowden-Hedinger.
Can I pass? Can we come back to me? No? A.J. Darcy.
Councilor Brown.
I would also say A.J. Darcy.
Mr. Caruso.
Christopher DeMeo.
Councilor Doucette.
Richard Wilcox.
Councilor Pucillo.
Christopher DeMeo.
Mr. Geary.
Adrian Gilbert.
Mrs. Hennessy.
Chris DeMeo.
Councilor Irish.
Robert Levine.
Councilor Navin.
Chris DeMeo.
Councilor Oram.
A.J. Darcy.
Councilor Ossing.
Chris DeMeo.
Councilor Preciado is not present. Councilor Roby.
Chris DeMayo.
Mrs. Ryan.
Kimberly Cox.
Counselor Vidal.
Robert Levine.
And Mayor Dumas.
Mr. Gilbert.
2.
So we need 9 votes for the candidate. I do not see with my math.
No, I don't know. So sorry. 1, 2, 3, 6.
So Mr. Darcy has 3.
Mr. DeMayo has 6. Mr. Wilcox has 1. Mr. Gilbert has 2. And Mr. Levine has 2. So 9 votes has not been achieved.
Okay.
Point of order, so with 15, we only have 15 members that are voting.
Yes, I'm sorry. So 8 would be required for election. Then.
That is correct.
That is correct. I'm sorry. So 8 would be required since Councilor Preciado is absent.
That is correct.
Okay, so we do not meet, so we will do another roll call vote.
Ready? Mrs. Bowden-Hettinger.
A.J. Darcy.
Counselor Brown.
Chris DeMayo.
Mr. Caruso.
Mr. DeMayo.
Counselor Doucette.
Chris DeMayo.
Counselor Fucillo.
Chris DeMayo.
Mr. Geary.
Chris DeMayo.
Mrs. Hennessy.
Chris DeMayo.
Counselor Irish.
Robert Levine.
Counselor Navin.
Chris DeMayo.
Counselor Oram.
Chris DeMayo.
Counselor Ossing.
Chris DeMayo.
Counselor Preciado. He's not here. Counselor Roby.
Chris DeMayo.
Mrs. Ryan.
Mr. DeMayo.
Counselor Vidal.
Chris DeMayo.
Mayor Dumas.
Chris DeMayo.
$13 votes for Mr. DeMayo, sir.
13 votes, so congratulations, Mr. DeMayo. So, Mr. DeMayo, if you would like to come to the front so we can swear you in. We're not wasting any time.
You want to entertain a motion to make it unanimous for the winner?
That would be great. May I entertain a motion? Did you want to?
Motion to make the decision for Chris DeMayo unanimous.
Motion on the table and seconded. Any questions? Okay. Councilor Oram seconded. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none. All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Yes?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Gonna raise your right hand and repeat after me. Right, sorry. I, Christopher J. DeMayo,
I, Christopher J. DeMayo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of
to
Massachusetts,
the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and I will support the Constitution thereof.
and I will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Christopher DeMayo,
I, Christopher DeMayo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as a member of the school committee of the City of Marlborough,
as a member of the school committee of the City of Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my abilities and my understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth.
the Constitution, and the laws of this Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mr. DeMayo.
Thank you.
We will see you a week from Tuesday at our first meeting.
Yes, you will.
Yes. All righty. I need, thank you. Motion to adjourn is on the table and second. Any questions, comments, or concern on adjourning? Seeing none, all in favor?
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry, I got before
Okay.
the discussion. I
I just wanted to actually take 1 second on thanking everyone for their interest. Incredibly important, and I appreciate all of you for your time on raising your hand and wanting to get involved. We have a place for you. Please don't lose that passion of getting involved. It was great to have everyone raise their hands. Thank you.
Councilor Orem?
Mr. Mayor,
So point of order, so there's a motion to adjourn, there is no discussion with adjourn, so if you don't want to adjourn, don't vote to adjourn, but this, it's not...
We'll let that go then.
This isn't the time for speeches.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Motion to adjourn is second. All in favor? Motion to adjourn at 7:25. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We'll call the City Council to order at 8 o'clock on Monday evening, October 6, 2025. This meeting is being recorded. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have 14 items on this evening's agenda, and I will ask the city clerk to please read agenda item number 1.
Minutes of the City Council meeting, September 22nd, 2025.
Councilor Roby.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to accept and place on file the minutes with 2 corrections to change the date of September 2nd to September 22nd, and to add motion by Councilor Navin, seconded by the chair, to adopt the following before the municipal aggregation order.
Motion made and seconded to accept and place on file the minutes as amended. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are filed. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 2.
Communication from the mayor regarding the announcement of the appointment of Daniel R. Campbell as Deputy Chief of Police.
Councilor Vital.
Mr. President, thank you. I'd like to make a motion for the clerk to read the communication and for it to be accepted and filed, and then I ask for a suspension of the rules.
We'll take those up in 2 separate votes. Motion to accept and place on file the communication after the clerk reads them. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. The vote is 10-0. Mr. Clerk.
Dear Council President Ossie and Councilors, I'm proud to announce the appointment of Daniel Campbell as Deputy Chief of the Marlborough Police Department. I extend my gratitude to the City Council for their support in establishing this important new role. Deputy Chief Campbell has been a dedicated member of the department since 2006, serving in roles from patrol officer to acting captain and administrative division commander. Over nearly 2 decades, he has distinguished himself through leadership in internal affairs, accreditation, training, recruitment, and community engagement. Deputy Chief Campbell brings proven experience, a strong record of innovation, and a deep commitment to public safety. His leadership has been vital in advancing officer training, modernizing department policies, and building community-focused programs such as the Youth Academy. He holds both a master's and bachelor's degree in criminal justice and has completed extensive executive leadership training. We are confident that Deputy Chief Campbell's vision and dedication will continue to strengthen our police department and serve the Marlborough community. He will be formally sworn in at the City Council meeting on Monday.
Motion
Sincerely, J. Christian Dumas, Mayor. Sorry.
Sorry. There's been a request for suspension of the rules. All those in favor of the suspension allow the chief to speak. Opposed? Suspension carries. Chief, you're on.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the police department, I want to thank the City Council and the public for giving us a few minutes to conduct our swearing-in ceremony here tonight. The promotion of Deputy Chief Campbell is a significant event for our department, as he is the first Deputy Police Chief in the history of the City of Marlborough. I would also like to thank members of the Council for helping to establish this position, as well as Mayor Dumas and his administration for recognizing the need for this position and for working with our department to create it. We appreciate the confidence you have shown in the officers of our department, and we now extend the same confidence to Deputy Chief Campbell as he steps into his new role and assumes his new duties. Thank you and congratulations.
Campbell, thank you very much. So with that, I'll ask the mayor to come on up. Do you want to be up for the swearing in? And the command office and police officers, if you guys want to come on up. Karen would like you to be in the picture, just saying. Part of that. But all right, Mr. Clerk, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, sir. You ready?
I am.
Raise your right hand, and you're going to repeat after me. I, Daniel R. Campbell,
I, Daniel R. Campbell,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
all
the duties incumbent upon me as Deputy Chief of the Police Department of the City of Marlborough.
as Deputy Chief of the Police Department of the City of Marlborough.
I, Daniel R. Campbell,
I, Daniel R. Campbell,
do hereby accept the position of Deputy Chief
do hereby accept the position of Deputy Chief
in the Police Department
in the Police Department
and agree to obey and be bound by
and agree to obey and be bound by
such rules and regulations
such rules and regulations
as they are or may be
laid
down for the government of the Police Department.
laid down for the government of the Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Deputy Chief.
Deputy Chief Campbell, the floor is yours.
I'll make this one quick, I promise. I'd like to thank Chief Georgie, Mayor Dumas, and the City Council for placing their trust in me. I'm extremely excited and grateful for this opportunity. Every day, I will strive to make our department stronger, support our officers, and to build an even better relationship with the community we serve. It is an honor to take on this role. I look forward to working together to make Marlborough proud. Thank you.
Congratulations. I'd also like to recognize all the command officers and patrol officers for showing up this evening. That's a great sign of respect for the new position. And Dan, we wish you the best of luck, and we'll be here to support you. So good luck to you. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Well done, guys. Thank you.
That was quick.
Agenda item number 3.
Now is the time for the public hearing on the application for special permit from Attorney Gemma Cashman on behalf of JC Residential and Light Commercial LLC for outdoor storage as an accessory use for the warehouse located at 1000 Nickerson Road. Order number 25-100, 9540.
Okay, this public hearing will be taken up in 4 stages. First, the public speaking in favor, starting with the applicant. Second, questions from the public. Third, public speaking in opposition. And then finally, questions from the City Council. So we'll open the first part of the public hearing with public speaking in favor, and I'll invite you to come on up to the podium. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening. Gemma Cashman from Day Pitney, appearing on behalf of the applicant, JC Residential and Light Commercial LLC. With me tonight is Connie Wijaranakula from Lincoln Property Companies, who's the underlying property owner. JC Residential is the current tenant of a portion of the building located at 1000 Nickerson Road. This site is located, it's zoned in the Limited Industrial Zoning District, also in the Water Supply Protection District, and is located in Ward 3. We are before you this evening seeking consideration to grant a special permit pursuant to Section 650-17, Table of Use Regulations of the zoning ordinance, specifically the use category outdoor storage, for purposes of outdoor storage as an accessory use to support the applicant's adjacent use at the property. The proposed project does not include expanding the existing building. The outdoor storage area will merely occupy a portion of the existing parking lot, and there will still be adequate parking at the site. The reduction of parking spaces will be from 285 to 218. The parking requirement of an industrial and manufacturing establishment is 1 space per 3 workers based on peak employment. So this equates to 654 employees max shift, which still exceeds expectations. There will be no changes to the vehicular traffic flow to and from the property. Existing lighting will remain the same. Proposed outdoor storage area will not create any other significant new increase in noise, air pollution, changes to water, sewer. So overall, the storage use is really a light non-nuisance. The outdoor storage will be screened from the street. Connie will walk through the sightline views momentarily, but it will show that the fence and storage areas will really not be very visible. Currently, construction is well underway, and the applicant has been in current discussions with the current building commissioner. The outdoor storage is truly an ancillary use, and it's necessary for the applicant's business, which cannot be fully operational without it. Their occupancy will result in increased tax revenue for the city, and the tenant is truly anxious to get started, so anything we can do to push this ahead would be very much appreciated. So thank you, and I'll turn it over to Connie.
Thank you very much.
Gemma for the great overview and also introducing me, saying my last name correctly. As she said, I'm Connie Wiedronicolo of Lincoln Property Company. We're working with the landlord to try to make sure we can have our tenants get into the space that they are so very eager to get into. They really want this to be their New England distribution hub, and part of the goal is to also utilize their 44,000 square feet storage that you can see here. These are civil drawings that do kind of outline exactly what Gemma had just said, but sometimes the visual is always helpful to kind of see. So you can see in gray is the building at 1000 Nickerson Road. The tenant will be on that side that's outlined kind of on that side of the building. And then outlined in a dashed line is the proposed storage space. It is critical to the tenant's operation to be able to go from their space across the way to their outdoor storage to allow their contractors and clients and customers to pick up their equipment and not be in the way of, traffic or anything like that. So they're trying to, and also make it safe for their operations. So trying to allow people to kind of go, pick up, and continue with the flow of traffic. As Gemma said, there's only 5 or 6 staff members at peak, so there's not really going to be an impact to parking. Tenants planning on parking being kind of at that north end. And if we go to the next slide, you can see a more blown up version that kind of shows with a little bit more detail, where you can see the parking impact, exactly where the layout is and where the tenant plans to be parking, and how it is adjacent to the roads. So Boston Post Road is just above there to the north. If we go to the next slide, we have prepared a sight line for the benefit of everyone to see how the space may be affected by the neighbors, which, as you can see, will be very minimal because there's 2 main roads, Hayes, Memorial, and Boston Post Road, and we provided views 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that kind of show those views from what we deem the closest, cut to the outdoor storage, in addition to the most busy intersection, multiple views from that, in addition to views from Hayes Memorial, which is the closest view from the nearest residential unit, which is actually 600 feet away, and it's kind of off to the left of this drawing. In addition, this site is at an elevated height compared to the road, so we can see the sight line where it may be hard to see, but there is a little person that's standing to the left of all those trees. So we have, in addition to elevation, a ton of trees and you can see if a person is standing there, their cone of vision is such that they still see a lot of trees. So with our proposed storage, that's kind of up there highlighted in the, if you see the proposed buildings in white, parking, and then proposed storage is highlighted in gray there, you can see that they're not even going to be able to see the proposed storage area. So there's minimal impact. In addition, as Gemma noted, there's minimal impact to light and noise and everything to that effect. But this kind of really highlights just how much we're taking advantage of the natural elevation in addition to the trees there to minimize any effect on their neighbors.
Thanks, Connie. Anything else, Gemma or Connie? You guys good?
Thank you.
Any other members of the public speak in favor? Any other members of the public speak in favor? Members of the public speak in favor? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Any questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Any members of the public speaking in opposition? Members of the public speaking in opposition? Any members of the public speaking in opposition? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Questions from the city councilors? Councilor Vital.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 2 questions. I actually drove down there and I went around your building, and security chased me off. It was excellent. But how tall, first of all, what type of equipment is going to be there, and how tall will it be?
Okay, great question.
Thank you.
First, thank you, Councilman, for asking those questions. So the tenant is an HVAC contractor. So they handle, and you can see in their name, JC Residential and Light Commercial. So they handle units that serve those clients of theirs. So it's going to be, if you've seen, residential units that are on top of buildings or light commercial, they're ranging from anywhere that's like, 2 feet in height to higher, and, so they need some outdoor storage for their larger HVAC units that can be as wide as 15 feet, and also, like I said, to allow their clients to come in and pick up the equipment and load it safely into their van. So that's kind of long and brief, long answer to your question that it is large HVAC units. You asked how high?
Yes, please.
Yes. So what our tenants would love to do is to be able to stack their HVAC units, no shelving, but just kind of stack 4 to 5 units on top of each other. Depending on the unit, it'll vary in height, but 4 to 5 units can be anywhere to be like 18 feet or so. But we have proposed, kind of depending on what height is acceptable. So it varies depending on the unit.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Vital. Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. So we're talking about chillers, really, outside chillers, like the one that's outside this building on the roof, one of those types of things, right? That's the stuff.
So sorry, I want you to finish your question.
Yeah, is that what's going to be outside of the chillers, right?
So they do a lot of, they have a lot of equipment related to HVAC, so I understand that there's going to be condensers or rooftop units and chillers, so
Yeah.
it's not just, it's a variety of
that
things.
type of, okay.
Yes, yeah, in the same family.
Is that area going to be fenced in and locked?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
we have noted. Oh, sorry, that may have been on 2 slides previous, but it will be fenced in and with like scrim, and just so that way no one can kind of see, but
Okay.
we are proposing a fence there.
How tall is the fence going to be?
I believe, I want to double check. Sorry, I printed it out right here.
What does it say? 12 feet, okay. Looks like 12 feet, I'll take that. Okay. I just wanted to see how the equipment out there is going to be protected and sheltered.
Yes, 12 feet. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
No,
Thank
no
you.
worries at all. Okay, thank you for the questions.
Thank you, Councilor Doucette. Councilor Oram.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hello, welcome. Question, you mentioned how many employees will be working here?
They're proposing full-time staff, I think around 5. It may be 6 at like seasonal time, because, the summer, so that's why.
So my second question isn't too difficult then. I was wondering if you're going to provide electrical charging stations for some of your employees that may have electric cars, but not for sure if that's in your proposal or not.
That's a good question, Councilman. I'm not entirely sure on what the tenants,
That's fine.
staff's
With
needs
5, we have some around the city if they need them. The other question, I have 2 others. One is, how many trips in and out are you expecting per day during the work week?
That's a good question. So when we asked our tenant like how many trips they plan on taking, and in and out would be basically taking the shortest path from there across those 2 islands over to where we're proposing the storage to be, and they said it'll vary on the day, and it'll vary how many pickups they can do. So they could have like I was there just last Friday and I saw 3 pickups that day, but I can't really say.
Oh, like hundreds and so forth.
I don't believe it's hundreds, but I can't really say with full confidence the range.
Hopefully there'll be a few of them so they do well. And the last question, your exposure seems to be southwest. You have great exposure for solar panels. Have they planned any green concepts for the building at all, such as solar panels?
So it's an interesting question. This tenant is taking a third of the building, and we'd have to consider for the others as well. So there's no plan, but the door isn't closed on that. It's a wonderful sloped roof because if you've seen it, I believe Councilman Vital may have driven past it, but if you drive past, you'll see that it's a low sloped roof, and it's supporting just 2 rooftop units. So there is potential, but we just haven't developed any plans for that.
Okay, well, thank you for your answers. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Oram. Anyone else? Councilor Preciado.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for being here. I just have one question regarding the fencing that you're going to have in front of that. Is it going to be just straight chain link, or are you going to make an attempt to maybe kind of camouflage it with the surroundings in that area?
Thank you, Councilman. That's a great question. So we are proposing a chain link, and we would love to have some kind of mesh, whether it's brown or green or whatever color the council would like to comment on. That's kind of what we're proposing, so that way it provides privacy for anyone that may be in the space, but also kind of camouflage. So we are proposing that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilor Obi.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the tenant is currently in the building?
Yes, the tenant currently is in a temporary operating space, kind of to the south of the building. We're currently doing, with multiple discussions with the building commissioner, we're currently doing construction on the north end of the building for their fit-out space, and that's targeted to be completed by the end of the month, right before Halloween.
Is the full building rented out to other businesses, or is there room for internal expansion?
Great question. Right now, they're taking a third of the building, temporary operating in the lower third. They'll be vacating that spot over there. So there'll be 2/3 of the building that we are actively leasing. But there is room for expansion if the tenant needs to. And again, they want this to be their New England hub, and they're already filled to the brim in their temporary space. So potential.
And this is a warehouse only. They do not manufacture the units there. It's just a physical storage space for the HVAC systems?
I believe that the tenant has indicated that they'll have trucks that are accepting, units from their other hubs, and then they'll also be, it'll be wrapped, and then sometimes they'll need to be compiled together, and then placed in storage to be distributed out to their clients as needed. So.
But I asked specifically, there is no manufacturing going on inside this building?
I don't believe so.
All right, and I asked that because if you look at the code, next to outdoor storage, there's a number 26, and if you look at 65018, the conditions for use, it states outdoor storage but not an auto junkyard may be permitted in the business, commercial, automotive, and industrial districts if it is accessory to one of the permitted uses in the zoning district in which the main building and lot is located. Outdoor storage is allowed as an accessory use in the limited industrial district, which is what this is zoned, only for light, non-nuisance manufacturing and assembly of specialized vehicles for use by municipal, state, and other public agencies. So I don't think the zoning allows accessory use for a warehouse in LI, but I have checked with the solicitor. He wanted me to clarify tonight whether there was actually manufacturing or not before he would make any kind of a suggestion when we take this up at Urban Affairs. So
I believe the Attorney General has got that information, and she'll work with the client to get back that information back to the council.
Yes, we'll get back to the council, and I just want to clarify, this is something that we have reviewed with the current building commissioner, and this is something that, he's signed off on. We had several meetings. He signed the application. I understand that the light non-nuisance manufacturing phrase, our interpretation of it is manufacturing as it's just defined in the bylaw is, the use of land or buildings for fabrication or assembly, requiring, there's a few other things, and similar activities as primary uses, which is pretty broad. I think that's from a zoning ordinance interpretation. I think it's if you think of it as a sensible underlying purpose, I think that this use can fit within that definition. I don't think, this isn't like a situation where we've had before where it's like only XYZ can be fit, shoes or refrigerator units.
And I would suggest that it is X, Y, and Z, but I will wait to hear from the solicitor. I will also point out that it's the former building commissioner that approved that, not the current one.
No, it was the current one. We met with Mr. Payton, yeah.
Okay.
We did, several times. Thank you.
Maybe he needs to understand this too. So I think we need some language from you before we can take this up in urban, but when we get that, we will move forward.
Thank you, Councilor Roby. Any other questions? Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. So is this all one vendor, or is it multiple vendors' products?
Yes, so great question. The tenant, I believe, recently underwent a merger, so it is a combination of Bosch and York products, which is all under the same family.
Okay, that's where I was going, but yes, so it's Bosch and York. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you, Councilor Doucette. Any other questions from the councilors? Questions from the councilors? Any additional questions from the councilors? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing and the entire public hearing, and this is in Urban Affairs. Attorney Cash, thank you. Thank you, Connie. Agenda item number 4.
Excuse me, communication from the mayor regarding a transfer request in the amount of $326,352.86 from free cash to various accounts to fund the remaining balance of the collective bargaining agreement with the Marlborough Municipal Employees Association.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to refer to the Finance Committee, please.
Motion made and seconded, refer to the Finance Committee. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It's going to Finance, and the vote was 10 in favor, 0 opposed. Agenda item number 5.
Communication from the mayor regarding transfer request in the amount of $337,345.98 from free cash to various accounts to fund the remaining balance of the collective bargaining agreement with the Public Works Equipment Operators Association.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to refer to the Finance Committee, please.
Motion made and seconded, refer to the Finance Committee. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It's going to Finance. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 6.
Communication from the mayor regarding a transfer request in the amount of $500,000 from free cash to the Workers' Compensation Fund to address a projected shortfall as noted by the comptroller.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to refer to the Finance Committee, please.
Motion's made and seconded to refer to the Finance Committee. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? This is going to Finance. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 7.
Communication from the mayor regarding a transfer request in the amount of $612,390.56 from free cash to various accounts to fund the remaining balance of the collective bargaining agreement with the local 1714 International Association of Firefighters, AFL-CIO, CLC.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to refer to the Finance Committee, please.
Motion made and seconded, refer to the Finance Committee. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It's going to Finance. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 8.
Communication from the mayor regarding a request for executive session to consider the purchase or value of real property.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to move to the end of the agenda, please.
Motion's made and seconded to move this item to the end of the agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? This item's going to the end of the agenda, and the vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 9.
Communication from City Clerk Stephen Kerrigan regarding municipal election update.
Councilor Facillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. May the clerk please read the municipal election update.
Did I say that out loud? Municipal election. Dear President Ossian and Councilors, I wanted to provide the City Council and residents of Marlborough with an update on the municipal election, which will take place on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. All requests for vote-by-mail absentee ballots have been mailed to residents as of October 1st, 2025. Residents are reminded that they have until October 28th, 2025, at 5 p.m. to submit a request for a vote-by-mail or absentee ballot. If any resident has not and wishes to register to vote, they have until Friday, October 24th, 2025. We encourage everyone to register for this and all future elections. In-person early voting begins on Saturday, October 25th, 2025 at 9 a.m. and continues each day except Sunday, ending on Friday, October 31st, 2025 at 5 p.m. In-person early voting will take place at City Hall, 140 Main Street. The days and hours of in-person early voting are posted on the City Clerk's page of the website. Voters can return their vote by mail or absentee ballot several ways. They can mail it back to our office using a postage-paid envelope. They can drop them off in the drop boxes located at the front and rear of City Hall, front and rear entrances of City Hall, or in the drop box in the lobby of City Hall. I want to thank the dedicated members of the City Clerk's office who serve the residents every day. Wilson Chu, Melissa Peltier, and the newest member of our team, Max Poverman. I would like to thank in advance all the election workers who will be manning the early voting and polling locations for this election. Thank you for the opportunity to provide you and our residents with this update. Sincerely, Stephen Kerrigan, City Clerk.
Councilor Facillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to accept and file the communication.
Motion made and seconded to accept and file the communication. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Communications filed. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 10.
Communication from City Clerk Stephen Kerrigan, municipal election call.
Councilor Facillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. One more for you, Mr. Clerk. May the clerk please read the municipal election call.
The City Clerk being is hereby authorized and directed to warn and notify the voters of the City of Marlborough duly qualified to vote in the municipal election to assemble in their respective polling place as designated by the City Council as follows. Ward 2, Francis J. Kane School, 520 Farm Road. Ward 2, Precinct 1 and 2, Francis J. Kane School, 520 Farm Road. Ward 3, Precinct 1, the Senior Center at 40 New Street. Ward 3, Precinct 2, the Raymond J. Richer School at 80 Foley Road. Ward 4, Precinct 1 and 2, at the Senior Center at 40 New Street. Ward 5, Precinct 1 and 2, at the Masonic Lodge at 8 Newton Street. Ward 6, Precinct 1 and 2, at the First Lieutenant Charles W. Whitcomb School, 25 Union Street. And Ward 7, Precinct 1 and 2, at the Hildreth School, 85 Sawin Street. On Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Then and there, for the purpose of casting their votes for the candidates for the following offices: Mayor, Councilors at Large, Ward Councilors, Wards 1 to 7, School Committee members. It is further ordered that the polling place legally designated by the City Council be open at 7 o'clock in the forenoon and closed at 8 o'clock in the evening. The City Clerk being is hereby authorized to cause notice to be given by publication of this order in a local newspaper and by posting a copy of the same in a conspicuous place in the office of the City Clerk.
Councilor Ficillo.
Thank you, Mr. President, and a big thank you to the Clerk's Office for all they do this time of year. And with that, move to accept and file the communication.
Motion made and seconded to accept and place on file the communication. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Communication is filed. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 11.
Petition of Mass Electric and Verizon to install one joint-owned pole on Beach Street, beginning at a point approximately 15 feet west of the center line of the intersection of Beach Street and Clover Hill Street. National Grid is proposing to install a push brace off pole 21 on Beach Street.
Councilor Ficillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councilors should note that the plans were sent to them, and you should have hard copies. And with that, move to set a date for a public hearing on October 20th.
Motion's made and seconded to set the public hearing for the petition for October 20th. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The public hearing is set for the Mass Electric petition for October 20th, and the vote is 10-0. Agenda item number 12.
Communication from the Department of Public Utilities regarding a petition of Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA National Grid, for one, authorization pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 164, Section 14, to issue long-term debt securities in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $1.4 billion, and two, an exemption from advertising pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 164, Section 15, and three, an exemption from the pair value requirements of Mass General Law 164, Section 15A.
Councilor Ficillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to accept and file the communication.
Motion made and seconded to accept and place on file the communication. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Communications filed. The vote is 10-0. Agenda item 13.
Minutes of boards, commissions, and committees.
Mr. President?
Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Motion to accept and place on file the minutes of the boards, commissions, and committees.
Motion's made and seconded to accept and place on file all the minutes. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are filed and the vote is 10-0. Agenda item 14.
Claims.
Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to send the claims to the legal department, please.
Motion's made and seconded to send the claims to the legal department. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The claims are going to legal and the vote is 10-0. Reports of committees. I think you're our only contestant. Councilor Roby.
I think I'm the only one. The Urban Affairs and Housing Committee met on Tuesday, September 23rd. We had two items on our agenda. The first one was order number 25-100-9497, referencing 2023-100-8062H, an application for modification of a special permit from Rafael Aronov on behalf of Green Gold Group, Incorporated, to amend the hours of operation at the marijuana retail establishment at 910 Boston Post Road East. Present for the applicant were Attorney McMahon and Amanda Woodward, the general manager. Attorney McMahon explained they were requesting to expand their hours to accommodate an increase of customers and match the later hours of some other marijuana establishments. The chair read through the comments by the department heads and no one had objections. The chair read through the draft decision on an amendment to the special permit. She suggested in finding of facts number 3 that line 2, where it reads the applicant, the successor in should be the applicant is the successor, and that number 4 is a duplicate of number 3. And then number 5, to have the solicitor decide if it's relevant to add that the amendments were to add medical marijuana and to amend the hours. The chair questioned the amendment which modifies condition 8, asking the Sunday hours from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. versus the current 9 to 8, when they had stated that they weren't changing the Sunday hours. but they are actually changing the Sunday hours. Councilor Doucette stated he didn't object to the later hours, but did to the earlier hours, and moved to amend to have Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Motion was seconded, but the vote did not carry. Councilor Fricillo moved to recommend approving the modification of the special permit with the hours as requested and changes as discussed by the chair. It was seconded, and the vote was 5-0. So I will ask for a suspension this evening so this can go to the solicitor and get put in proper form. You want to do that now or
Sure,
at the
there's been a
end?
request for a suspension of the rules. All those in favor of the suspension? Opposed? Suspension carries. The vote is 10-0. Councilor Roby.
So move to refer this to the solicitor to be put in proper form so it can be back on our October 20th agenda.
Motion made and seconded to send this to the solicitor, put in proper format for October 20th agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? This is going to the solicitor to be put in proper format for our October 20th agenda, and the vote is 10-0. Councilor Roby.
And the second item on our agenda was order number 25-109-495, a communication with the mayor regarding Richer Elementary School feasibility study update. The chair read the letter from, I can't speak. The chair read the letter from Mayor Dumas dated June 18th, 2025. Councilor had received the packet of information. They were also given another packet that evening. I am not going to go through a lot of this. I'll get to the meat of the meeting. Was the team reviewed the process whereby the MSBA requires all schools invited to participate in the funding request, with the next step being the school building committee will select the scheme to move forward to schematic design, and both the school and school committee and city council are required to endorse that selection. The plan is to move forward with the process and see what happens. Councilor Doucette moved to accept and file the information received from June and from this meeting. And that is the end of that, but I would like to ask for a suspension to accept a communication from the mayor.
Is there a request for suspension of the rules to accept the communication from the mayor on the new school? All those in favor of the suspension? Opposed? Suspension carries. The vote is 10-0. Councilor Roby.
And if I can have the clerk read the communication, please.
Regarding the endorsement of Marlboro Richer School Building Committee's recommendation, Honorable President Ossian and Councilors, I am requesting a suspension of the rules to allow the item below to be added to the agenda. At the request of the owner's project manager, Vertex, I respectfully ask the City Council to make a motion endorsing the Marlboro Richer School Building Committee's recommendation for a preferred Richer Elementary School replacement option. Earlier this evening at 6:45, the school committee met to endorse the same recommendation. Vertex has recommended that the City Council make a motion, the following motion. Motion that the City Council endorse the Marlboro Richer School Building Committee's recommendation for a preferred Richer Elementary School replacement option. This endorsement represents an important milestone in the committee's work and is necessary to move forward to the next phase of the MSBA process. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact my office. Sincerely, J. Christian Dumas, Mayor.
Councilor Roby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't need to move to suspend to make the motion, do I? All right, I'm going to move to endorse the Marlboro Richer School Building Committee's recommended preferred schematic selected option of NC2A, which is the current Richer School site.
Motion's made and seconded to have the City Council endorse the 2A site, which is the current, which will be building the Richer School on the current Richer School site. Everybody's clear? Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. The vote is 10-0. Chris and the gang, good luck. Jason, you got some work to do? We're rooting for you. Thank you very much. Back to agenda item number 8. I was going to have Councilor Irish to make the motion. Councilor Irish.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. Move that the Marlboro City Council meet in executive session under proposed 6 of the Open Meeting Law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, as the chair hereby declares that the discussion in open session may have detrimental effects on the city and the city council negotiating position. The city council will not reconvene in open session after the executive session.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to go into executive session. We will not reconvene. I will ask the clerk to call the roll to go into executive session.
Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Roby?
Yes.
Counselor Preciado?
Yes.
Counselor Navin?
Yes.
Counselor Doucette?
Yes.
Counselor Ossing?
Yes.
Counselor Irish?
Yes.
Counselor Oram?
Yes.
Counselor Vital?
Yes.
Counselor Fucillo?
Yes.
And yes, sir.
The motion to go into executive session carries by a vote of 10-0. We will now go into executive session. For the folks at home, thank you for listening. We will clear the chambers, and I will ask Counselor Navin to not have to adjourn right now because we're going into executive session.
I'm just stretching.
Okay, just checking. All right, we'll go into executive session. Thank you, everyone.